like we talk a lot. I've been very adamant, and I've said for a long time. I've said, you know, a lot of people hype up Puerto Rico versus Mexico and all these other rivalries in boxing. But for me personally, my favorite fights in boxing are when you get two elite, and it's normally in the lower weight classes because these two countries tend to always have a presence in these weight classes. But Japan versus Mexico to me is like the best. It's like the best.
And I will say,
and this is going to be a Mexico versus Japan war.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say like this: quietly, Inoue within himself is gonna bring that honor back to Japan. He's gonna, even though what's the guy's name? The fighter that fought him?
Paulus?
No,
Nery?
The Japanese guys.
Shinsuke Yamanaka.
Yeah, Yamanaka. What I'm getting at is that he's gonna bring that honor back to Japan in a quiet way, and he's gonna go out there for the kill. Then you got the Mexican guy that's had all the obstacles and everything to get a big fight with the big names in boxing right now in Inoway. And if it's going to be back in Japan, like you said it was going to be, then that's going to be a great fight. And I think for Nery, he's going to be used to going to Japan, so he's not fearful of traveling and trying to make a statement.
Yeah, exactly. That experience definitely helped him. So, guys, this was the news yesterday. I'm going back to screen share. So this is the news that broke yesterday. It was right here from your boy Mike Coppinger. Stated the following, and I quote: Naoya Inoue and Lewis Nery have agreed to a deal for a May fight in Tokyo for Inoue's undisputed junior featherweight championship. Sources told ESPN. Nery is banned for life from fighting in Japan for missing weight and a doping violation, but it's expected to not be an issue. So they're gonna go ahead and lift that ban. And again, that's more so like a vote of confidence from the Japanese Boxing Commission. They feel some type of way about what was done last time he was in Japan against Yamanaka, and they feel like Inouye has graduated to such a high caliber fighter that he's gonna beat the brakes off of Nery. You know,
and you think Mr. Honda has something to do with this?
Mr. Honda.
Then you say everything got to go through him first.
When it comes to boxing in Japan, whether directly or indirectly, Mr. Honda has something to do with everything in Japanese boxing.
So you sure he has something to do with it?
I'm very sure. Yeah. You know, but here's the official actual like report from ESPN. Listen, Nery's been an up and down fighter. We know Nery got stopped by Brandon Figueroa in the summer of 2021. But he had one of the most exciting fights I've ever seen in my life when he fought Azar Hovhannissian in last February, and I thought he showed some promise in that fight, and I think Nery, right? You know, you look at the Mexican fighters of today, you look at like your guys like Canelo and Gaio Estrada and whatnot. He wants his name to be up there with the modern day great Mexican fighters. So he knows what he's up against. He knows that. Like Inouye is one of the best fighters in the sport, and that's hard enough on its own. But then when you add the fact that, you know, he's gonna have the whole country of Japan on his neck that whole fight week. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna get hectic for him.
Well, he deserves he truly deserves all that. I mean, he has to deal with the backlash or whatever the case may be. He brought that stain on himself.
Facts. So it is what it is. Now, a lot of people may just be coming to be familiar with who Lewis Nery is. So the question is going to become, you know, how good really and truthfully is Lewis Nery at this moment in time? And I kind of wanted to touch on that because, you know, he's had a good amount of fights since the Yamanaka rematch. So we're going to go to his box record.
He's still young too, right?
This is Nery. He's 29 years old. He got 36 fights in the pro ranks. He's done his thing, right? Yeah. He's had how many fights since Yamanaka? He had what? The Yamanaka rematch was 2018. So was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's had, so this means the Inoway fight be his 11th fight since the Yamanaka rematch back in 2018. Let's check under the hood. Let's look at the resume a little bit, right? So he did defeat Mick Williams Arroyo's brother and former world title challenger McJoe Arroyo. Stopped him in 4 rounds back in 2019. Then he stopped a guy me and you both know, Juan Carlos Payano in the 9th round, right? Beat him. Then he beat a guy that fought one of my friends in boxing, Angelo Leo. He beat Aaron Alameda. He outboxed him and took his O. He gave Aaron Alameda his first loss. Then he stepped up to Brandon Figueroa and he got absolutely beat the hell up, crushed like a grape. Got stopped in the 7th round, and he's rebounded great since then. He's scored victories over undefeated Carlo Castro, the very tough, very durable, and very formidable David Carmona. Carmona got blistered in that fight. Got stopped in the 3rd round, and then he had probably one of the most exciting fights I've ever seen in my life against Azar Hovhannissian, and then a little stay busy fight in Mexico. So he's a good fighter. He's a really good fighter. He's an elite fighter. He's a world-class fighter. I would even go as far as to say he is a creme de la creme fighter, and he is going to be, whether you like it or not, one of the better fighters Inoue has fought in his career. And I would definitely say, and I'll probably say this a couple more times on this live, he's definitely the most dynamic offensive fighter Inoue has boxed since Donaire.
Wow.
I don't think Tapales or Fulton had the kind of offensive artillery or offensive skills that a Lewis Nery brings to the table.
So what is it to you, like a 60-40 fight, 50-50,
It's
60-50
it's a 60-40 fight. It's a 60-40 fight. I give Nery a bit of a chance, and I'll get into this later on, but I give him a chance because he has a quality that Fulton didn't have, and he has a quality that Marlon Tapales didn't have, and he definitely got a quality Paul Butler didn't have, which is the fact that volume. He throws a lot of punches. Now, his defense can get a bit leaky at times, but the volume punching, I think, is what makes this fight intriguing to see how Inoway deals with that, volume punching, southpaw, Mexican. And if you look at the rankings, right, if you just go look at the rankings, Nery has earned his position. He's number 1 in the WBC. Wow. He's number 2 in the WBO. So he's ranked. I mean, is he ranked in the IBF? He's not ranked in the IBF, and he's not ranked in the WBA. But he's ranked literally top 1 and 2 in 2 of the governing organizations. Yeah. So there really isn't much more higher Inoway can get, right? Mm-hmm. So it's in my opinion, whether it was in Japan, whether it was in the USA, it was gonna be a great way for Inoway to try to go ahead and make his first defense as an undisputed champion. Yeah. Because look, when he won the belts, he's never defended the titles as an undisputed champion because he won the belts against Paul Butler, immediately dropped him. Now he's undisputed champion again. So this is actually Inoway trying to do something he's never done in the sport and still carve more history for himself.
Right. I would rather see, to be honest, I would love to see Nery was Inoue out there with the Saudis and to have that freaking clown.
But you like to fight in Saudi Arabia?
That's a better fight than freaking the clown MJ.
Well, we're not. Listen, we're not going to talk too much about MJ today.
Okay.
But what I can say is, I'm hoping. What I can say from like an event standpoint, I hope they don't put this fight in the Tokyo Dome because there's been a lot of rumors about Inoue fighting his next fight in the Tokyo Dome. I really do think there's a specific fight they should save for the Tokyo Dome, and I made a video about it that's coming out I think tomorrow or the day after.
Okay.
I think Nery versus Inoway is not a Tokyo Dome fight. Keep that fight at the Ariake Arena.
Oh wow.
Keep that fight in Yokohama.
Oh, because
don't bring that fight to Tokyo Dome. I feel like the Tokyo Dome fight should be reserved for Naoya Inoue versus Junto Nakatani.
Oh man, you just hit it on the
because Junto's fighting for the belt at 118. So my if everything goes according to plan, right? Inoway beats Nery this year. Inoway probably fights like I don't know Sam Goodman or something like that towards the end of the year, or MJ. Let's say he does what he needs to do, right? Then you can get Junto to win the belt at 118, right? Maybe do a little unification fight against like Maloney or Manuel Rodriguez to end the year. Mm-hmm. Then he could drop the belts, right? He could drop the belts and move up to 122, the next weight class where Inoway's at, and they could fight for undisputed at the Tokyo Dome.
Do you think
that's a Tokyo Dome fight, not this fight, not MJ?
Yeah, that'd be a great fight, but the reality is we know what. Didn't Nakatani have before a chance to, not against the Japanese, but another fight to move up, and he didn't want to go up. I feel my gut's telling me Nakatani will do the fight, but I don't think he's gonna come in there. I just don't feel like he's gonna be the right guy for that fight. Japanese wise, money wise, yes. But Nakatani,
I'm just telling you,
I don't think he's gonna fight. He's gonna go.
Why is Nakatani a chicken? What do you do? He didn't duck nobody.
No,
Ioka actually ducked him. Ioka ducked him.
Okay, that's one.
Ioka.
One of somebody that
he became Ioka's. So no, you're getting it mixed up.
Okay.
Nakatani became Kazuto Ioka's WBO mandatory.
Okay.
And Ioka dropped the belt.
Oh, so I had to confuse the whole.
You had it mixed up.
Wow. Okay, I'm sorry, guys.
But nonetheless,
yeah.
I got a bit off track there because I got excited talking about that potential fight down the road. But look, as far as Nery, right? He's had a lot of things going on in his career, being not professional. We know, on True School Sports, we talk about being professional in everything in life, right?
Yeah.
He's had so many instances of being unprofessional in his career. It's hard to keep track of. I actually forgot about this.
Yeah.
So he was scheduled to fight Emmanuel Rodriguez on the undercard of I think it was Wilder, Luis Ortiz, the rematch.
Yeah, right.
And he failed to make weight for that fight. So it's just been a constant not making weight, testing positive for banned substances.
So I think it's been more disciplined now, I think.
I mean, I hope so.
You only get so many opportunities.
I'd really hope so because he's going to need to be as disciplined as possible to even have a chance at beating the monster. That's just the truth. But let me get to some comments, man. I see we got some comments. We got my man. Okay, we got a super chat. You guys know the drill.
Thank you guys.
When the super chats come out, I gotta shout out the unofficial sponsors. I gotta give credit to all the unofficial sponsors. So Jarrell, Big Bay Miller, tell the people who our sponsors are.
Vienna sausage cinnamon buns, Wonder Bread, Kool-Aid with no motherfucking sugar,
There you go. Shout out to Christian Lewis. Shout out to the unofficial sponsors. He says content is always on point, champ. Look, man, I try to be professional as we can be. So good. Thank you, Christian. I appreciate your viewership and all your contributions over the years. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you a lot. Let me go to some more comments. Michael Manning says, love the numbers here. What a strong start for True School. Yeah, man. I think this is the best year I've ever had. Starting off, at least.
Thank y'all for your support.
Thank y'all for being here. I'm not seeing much of Nery, but his punches look loopy. He's I don't know if loopy is the word I would use. I would say he's like he likes to, he's kind of like a gunslinger, so to speak. His punches are sharp, and he is a hard punch. Like if you look at the guys he's stopped in his career, it's not easy guys to knock out. He's a destructive puncher.
So you're saying his volume punching favors him over Inoue as far as when they get into it? Is that what you're saying?
I just think that Nery has the volume to give Inoway problems in that fight. The only problem I think Nery's gonna have is that when he does up the punch out count, his defense do get leaky, real leaky. That's so Inoway's gonna have chances to counter punch with the straight right, the left hook to the body, the left hook to the head.
Yeah.
So
stamina's good though, right?
Yeah. My man Kawani, and shout out to him. I talk to him all the time on Instagram. He says, Inoway will leave Nery in a pool of blood because it's personal. Nery is slower than Tapales.
Oh, wow.
I don't know about that one. People keep saying that. I don't think he's slower than Tapales. I think, first and foremost, I think he's a better combination puncher than Tapales. I think he's better at fighting in angles than Tapales. Tapales is just a straight line fighter. Nery actually has a little bit of angles with him. So even if he's not the fastest guy in the world, the fact that he throws a bit more from angles is gonna make up for the fact that maybe he's not the fastest guy. But yeah, he's gonna have to get past the timing of an Inoway and these kind of things.
Good point.
EK Trent says Figueroa versus Vargas is an in-house PBC fight. Well, hopefully they can speed it up and make it happen, because that's been a fight that we've been hearing about for months and months and months on end. We still don't got a date, you know?
Well, I think Al Heyman's gonna wait for that, but until he gets set on a date for the prime thing or whatever.
Johnny Boy's Combat Talking News. Make sure you guys
What's up, Johnny?
Go run it
Blessings.
up. Listen, he said it's not gonna. If you think there's gonna be an upset, and look, I gotta pay homage to Johnny since he's here, because I actually got Johnny.
Johnny.
If you think there's gonna be an upset, I asked what upset, and Johnny asked what upset.
What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about, Brazil? Oh, I smell an upset. Oh, I smell an upset. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
Video.
So he's being very frank with you. He doesn't think Inoway has a chance against Nery.
Yeah.
And he says salute to you. Make sure y'all go subscribe to him.
Hey, Johnny, get a message to me for your size on your shirts.
Yeah. My man Hand History says, BT, in your opinion, what should Nery's game plan be to win? I'm gonna get to that later on in live, but I just think he's gotta be able to tighten that defense up a little bit, and I think he's gonna find a way to put Inouye on the back foot as much as possible. But with doing that, right, there's a lot of danger with that, because with him being a southpaw, his liver's a bit more exposed. Wow. So I'm looking for Inouye in the actual fight. Look for that left hook to the body to be one of the key punches in that fight. He's gonna try to sit him down with a left hook to the body.
That's Nery's weakness?
He literally got stopped with a liver shot against Brandon Figueroa. Brandon Figueroa off the southpaw stance, literally threw a left hand in there and placed it right in the liver, and Nery.
I'll tell you what I do like about Inoue, when I know we're talking about Nery, but I like how Inoue, he's very patient. He'll sit there and fight the fight, keep going the fight, like you said, until he finds those holes or whatever. That's what he's gonna get you and knock you out. And if Nery gets tired to the later rounds and he doesn't do that volume and he puts his hands down, I think he's gonna be in trouble.
Yeah. Hannah Street Vault says, BT, I don't think Nakatani versus Inouye is realistic. He already ducked 115.
That's what I'm
Ioka had to fight Franco after the controversial decision.
That's what I was meant to say.
Well, listen, I don't know if I agree with you on the fact that he ducked 115. He became Ioka's mandatory, and then Ioka dropped the belt. He could have just dropped the WBA belt and fought Nakatani. He could have did the same thing, but just in reverse. Mm-hmm. Look, that Junto is big. Like I don't think y'all understand it. I don't know if y'all saw that picture. There's a picture of Junto and Terrence Crawford. I might pull it up just so y'all could understand. Like,
seriously,
Junto. There's a picture of Junto Nakatani standing next to Terrence Crawford. And
I think
he didn't look much. I'm gonna pull it up.
You mean height wise?
I gotta bring it up. Like, he's not as big, like
physical wise.
But there was this picture that I seen on Instagram.
Yeah,
Junto was standing right next to Crawford, and
forget about it was
kind of crazy. I'm gonna find it right now.
You think he's gonna if that?
I'm just saying, like, I'm bringing it up because I think there's a big possibility Junto actually really might have struggled to make that weight. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. But do you think that he's asking to cause problems for Inoue, or just because of the names that it's gonna be a good fight?
I mean, I think Inoue is probably too experienced from now, but it will be. I'm just saying from an event standpoint.
Yeah.
There's no fight that deserves being in the Tokyo Dome more than like a Junto versus Inoway fight. But nonetheless, look, this is Junto standing next to Terrence Crawford.
Jesus, yeah.
Now I know that obviously you can see Terrence has bigger, broader, wider shoulders, but you see the height.
Yeah.
He might even be a little taller.
And I would say, being that the fight would be in Japan, I think both definitely. I know he's going to be out for it, and definitely he's going to be out for it. So it's a win-win for Mr. Honda and the Japanese public.
Yeah, so that's what it is, man. But yeah, Nery's a top 5. People are gonna say what they want to say, but it is what it is. I think he's a top 5. I think his resume shows that. Look, he's being knocked out, had a good performance. The only guy that's really beat him is Brandon Figueroa, and Brandon Figueroa is a top fighter. Brandon Figueroa has been champion.
I'm just gonna say the best thing about for me that I see for Nery as he goes on or whatever is his discipline.
Yep.
I mean, if he didn't discipline himself and did what he had to do, he wouldn't even got this opportunity. He realized what he has to do to get it done. So, and he's better be very disciplined. Don't make no mistakes against a guy like the monster. How you say his last name?
Inoway.
Oh yeah, Naoya. Is how you pronounce his first name?
Naoya. Well, Naoya.
Naya.
Just say the monster, man. Just say we don't got time for these speech pronunciation gymnastics.
The monster.
But nonetheless,
yeah.
Look, a lot of people, most people are excited about the fight because in a way.